Well, hello everybody, and thanks for joining me today on this live stream with my dogs and I. So it's good to be back on the different platforms today, and I'm going to be reviewing something that's come up in the past week that's been very important to be clear on when we're moving forward with our journey with pain. And this does come from the Boulder back pain study that came out recently in JAMA Psychiatry, and it's around the subject matter of being curious with your pain. And it's a completely different way of looking at pain. Excuse my dogs. There's noise in the background. And the reason for the importance is most people, when they are in pain, they want it to go away, and they have avoidance type behaviors, which is things that they do to try and get the pain to go. For example, taking a medication, going for a walk, getting distracted, being busy, putting an ice pack on, having a shower, whatever it may be. And that's the classic thing, because who wants to have pain, right? Well, you know, these things are important, but it's only part of the approach to optimizing the resolution of pain and moving towards an experience of no pain. Because what you resist persists. What you fear continues to precipitate more fear and more fear behaviors, and pain is one of those fear behaviors. There's a pain loop that's got pain, fear, fear, pain, pain, fear, fear, pain that's going around all the time in your autonomic nervous system. And if you're not aware of this, you'll just keep going and making your problem worse, which is the experience of people with pain on regular medications or treatments, because this underlying awareness is not being brought to the surface. So the main point tonight is to go over this subject of just sitting with your pain when the pain is on a lower level, say under 5. And as you do this, you're familiarizing yourself with it. You know, that's a good word, a description for meditation. It's like a meditation on your pain. And the point is to become connected to the body where you're feeling the pain. You know, you can flip it around and say pain is a state where your brain and your body are disconnected. And that's so true. It's a dysfunction. There's a disconnect. There's a dis-ease in the nervous system. So we want to reverse that. And this curious approach to chronic pain is a wonderful way to familiarize yourself with it, to track it. And the term somatic tracking has been given to this practice, where you're tracking the pain in the body. And you're sitting down, you're going for a walk maybe, but it's better to sit or even lie in your bed. And you're going to focus on the pain area when it's a low level. And you're going to be curious about it. You're going to describe the quality of it. Maybe it's a dull pain or a sharp pain, a stabbing pain, shooting pain. Maybe it's a referral type pain where it goes from one area to the next. And you can track that. You know, how is the quality over time? Is it increasing? Reducing? Is it staying the same? And as you sit there and just watch it with your inner eye, as it were, just inner awareness, it can change. And you're developing a connection to it. And what you're really saying is, okay, you're there, and I don't fear you. I'm not scared of you. And it's important to say, along with this curious time, is to say, I'm safe, I'm safe, I'm safe. And the reason for that is chronic pain produces a state of anxiety and fear in the autonomic nervous system at the subconscious level. And you need to retrain your brain to be safe. And it doesn't know how to do it by nature. It's like a misprogram in the brain. You need to do it consciously. And you may think, okay, I've been trying this, Dr. Wayne, for a little while, and I understand I'm not in danger. Do I still need to say it? Yes, you do. Why? Because you're still in pain. You know, when you're not in fear, the signals will switch off. You'll feel safe. And over time, the program in the brain will be strong enough, persistent enough, focused enough that your pain will reduce, and for many people it will go away. So sitting with the pain, being curious, is fundamental to the mindful approach to this, which can transform it. And it's a way of self-love. It's a way of self-compassion, kindness, which is really important because so many of us have got these traits, whether we're perfectionists or self-critical or just warriors, you know. These traits drive people to this state of perfection, or, you know, trying to do things that will relieve anxiety or get that inner critical voice to calm down. And following this pressure or traits within us precipitates more pain. So it's really important to realize what's going on and slow down. You are enough, just simply the way you are. You need to tell yourself these things. And this allows the inner dialogue to change, and you can transform the nervous system with persistent practice. It may take about 2 months or so for this to produce fruit, but it may be longer. So these are essential things to do with the curious approach to pain, or mindfulness approach. So what is it not? Well, it's not asking the question, why is my pain sore? You know, it must have been the way I slept in the pillow last night. That doesn't cut it, because you're asking an inquisitive question and not being on a relaxed, curious state. It's kind of the opposite. You know, this is not about trying to figure it out or try and fix it at the moment. If you need to go and fix it, that's fine. You just go and fix what you need to do, and that's the practice over for the day, you know. You know, and it doesn't need to be for long either. You can start with a few seconds. It might be so bad most of the time you've got no time for this because it's just too high. It's 5 or above. But if it dips into the lower range, that's the time to do it. So you're not trying to fix it. You're not trying to figure it out. You know, that's what the mind will automatically do. So it's important that you're aware to bring your consciousness into this and return to that curious state. So that's what it is. That's what it is not. And the third thing is just practice. Practice daily. You know, if you miss a day, that's okay. But get this into your routine as a part of something you do for chronic pain, because it's fundamental to familiarizing yourself with it and therefore changing it from the inside out. So there we go. I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you all for listening. I see some familiar faces. Hello. And it's good to be back once again sharing on this subject. And if you've heard this story before, like many of you have, that's great. Just keep practicing it, okay? It's always a reminder. It's one of those cardinal things about healing chronic pain that we must do, in my opinion. And it's something that I've not been aware of until recently. And I've now implemented it into my practice and into my own life, you know, with other painful areas of life, just to be aware of it, just to sit with it, be curious with it. Because we're all going through difficult situations of one kind or another. And the mindful approach is very helpful and therapeutic. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed this one. It's good to be here. Good to see familiar faces once again. And you have a good evening. Thanks so much. Bye. Thanks for joining the course. I look forward to seeing you next time.